Business is an infinite game, and how unethical behavior spreads. In this video, Simon Sinek explains that the regulations in the business world are flexible and there is no definite victory.
Is that what we should do as leaders when you're thinking about vaccines and mandates and privilege and all these tricky things?
It's not about abandoning goals, it's contextualizing the goals. And what most businesses lack is context for the goals. So we use all the wrong analogies in business. We use war analogies, it's a launch, it's a campaign, We use sports analogies, it's fourth and goal, and like we gotta, and they're all finite constructions. We need to start thinking of business like a lifestyle, right? Think of it more like health. Like, I want to be healthy. What does it take to be healthy? Well, you have to exercise, you have to eat right, you have to nurse your personal relationships, you have to get enough sleep. There's probably 30 other things. You can't do all of these things perfectly all the time. It's a striving. Well, what you have to do well in business? You need good product, you need good service, you need good leadership. So you can't do all those things perfectly all the time. It's a striving. And you can absolutely have arbitrary goals in that. We love a metric. Human beings love a metric. So, for example, I want to lose X amount of weight by X date. Arbitrary number, arbitrary date, which is largely how we pick financial goals. We're going to hit this goal by this date. Make it this number, and it's arbitrary. And that's fine. And so you go and you stand on the scale every morning, you're doing all the right things. We love measuring, we love counting, we love feeling the progress. And then you hit your goal on the right day and the right time and you're ecstatic. But here's the thing. You have to keep exercising for the rest of your life. It doesn't end. And it's the same with business. You hit your goal, but the whole thing called business and all that striving and marketing, and it doesn't end. Like, you have to keep doing it. But I think it's more interesting when we miss the goal. Because if you're doing all this stuff and you stand on the scale on that day and you miss your goal, you know what happens?
You keep working out.
Nothing happens, right? And what's more important is the trend. Because you are more healthy now. You are healthier now than you were when you started. You just happened to pick the wrong date. Clearly, you're going to hit it in a month. And I think what we as companies need to start doing is, first of all, contextualizing the goal. The reason we need to hit this goal is because it helps us build towards that bigger vision.
The game of business has been around longer than any company on earth. There are two types of players in this game: finite and infinite. Finite players are focused on beating their competition and achieving short-term wins, while infinite players are focused on their vision and playing the long game. Most companies are finite players, but there are ways to become an infinite player. This involves making value-based decisions, fostering a positive culture, adapting to change, embracing innovation, and focusing on your mission and values. Business simulations are educational tools that depict various functional areas of a virtual company in a specific economic situation, typically used in higher education or corporate training programs. They involve multiple rounds and have a competitive aspect where teams compete against each other. The main objective is to teach participants how to make better business decisions, understand the key drivers of business, and create sustainable, profitable growth. These simulations can be in form of board games or online browser-based settings. Simulations are not games, although they can be designed for leisure or education. Games are actually gaming simulations. Some people approach starting or running a business as if it were a game. But this mindset is not recommended as it can lead to negative consequences. One of the drawbacks is that in real life, poor choices have much greater consequences than in a game where you can simply backtrack or delete. Making mistakes in business can result in people losing their jobs or the company losing thousands of dollars. While some people operate without a safety net, it's not advisable when others depend on you. It's important to ensure that the business can continue to operate even during times of low profits. Perhaps there is a way to make growing a business more enjoyable by incorporating gamification into the business model. However, it's crucial to remember that everything is fun and games until it isn't anymore, and the consequences of poor decisions can be severe.
Ethical fading is an established phenomenon in social science and psychology. It is the phenomenon where people make unethical decisions believing they're well within their own ethical framework. So for example, when a pharmaceutical company that has a patent on an essential drug and they raise the price of that drug 300%, 500%, 800%, 1,000%, 2,000%, to help them meet certain financial targets. Not illegal, well, kind of unethical, right? Doesn't really feel good. Or when Wells Fargo, because they exerted so much financial pressure on their employees that thousands of employees opened millions of fake bank accounts, some of which was illegal, opened millions of fake bank accounts simply to help them make their sales numbers. Again, in some cases, what they did wasn't illegal, but my goodness, that's unethical. Sending people credit cards they didn't ask for and things like that. The amazing thing is if you especially like the pharmaceutical companies, we say things like, how can you sleep at night? They sleep just fine because they don't think they did anything wrong. And that's ethical fading, where they're making unethical decisions unaware, or at least able to rationalize away. So there's some indicators or conditions that exist that ethical fading starts to take hold. Those include things like, as I just said, rationalizing. It's what my boss wants. Got to put food on the table. Everyone's doing it. My personal favorite. It's the industry standard, right? That's part of it. We're using words, we're using language, rationalizing to distance ourselves from the impact of those decisions, right?
Unethical conduct within an organization, such as deceit or manipulation, can impact the entire social network surrounding the offender. This can lead to victims seeking revenge or justice, and bystanders may emulate the original offender's actions. Employees are more likely to engage in unethical behavior when they do not perceive their actions as causing harm or when they believe their peers will not disapprove. Unethical behavior can damage a company's reputation, resulting in loss of business, customers, employees, and even closure. Unethical pro-organizational behavior is a widespread issue that can cause significant harm to businesses and society at large. While previous research has explored why individuals engage in such behavior, little has been done to investigate why it is prevalent in organizations. This study examines how leaders' unethical pro-organizational behavior can lead to similar conduct among their employees, drawing on social identity theory. Examples of such behavior include exaggerating the benefits of health products for profit, misrepresenting sales figures to deceive consumers, and committing accounting fraud to protect the company and its managers. Maximize your productivity on days when you are not resting. This will boost your self-esteem and prevent you from feeling guilty on your rest days. Remember that rest is crucial for both your body and mind to function at their best. If you feel guilty for taking a break, accept it and know that it's the right thing to do. Everyone experiences setbacks and failures, even those who appear to be highly productive. The key to productivity is learning how to balance work and rest. Don't force productivity, instead take breaks when needed and allow yourself time to reflect on what's important. This will help you achieve higher quality work in the long run. It is difficult to determine if the employee who was not doing their work was under duress, which makes it challenging to decide whether or not to report them. While it may be necessary to report them, it is important to confirm if they were under duress before doing so. Reporting someone can sometimes lead to being labeled as a snitch, so this should also be taken into consideration. It is crucial to establish whether the employee was genuinely under duress or simply lazy. The way you feel about someone who was under duress is different from who you feel about someone who was just being lazy. It is essential to recognize that relaxation is just as crucial for your health as exercise and a healthy diet. Relaxation allows you to clear your mind, connect with your emotions, soothe your soul, and give your body a break. The benefits of relaxation are numerous and significant. Therefore, there is no need to feel guilty about taking time to relax since it is an action that has its own benefits. Hope you liked the video. Thanks for watching. For more videos like this, please subscribe.